From Lucas Creek, I found 3 really nice pieces. And all of these were actually, all 3 of these were sitting right in the middle of the creek, spaced kind of like this. Sitting right under a log. And I walked out onto the log, got into the creek, looked for about 30 seconds, and these 3 were just sitting there just like this in the middle of the creek. And this was on my birthday, so I call all these my birthday agates. This one is carnelian, and this is pretty typical of the carnelian formations you find. One guy found a piece that had to be a foot wide, or a foot long, and about 8 inches wide, and it was a hollow carnelian. And this is would have been a hollow carnelian, judging by the radius of the rind here. It would have been huge. And here's the inside. And you can see the bubbly texture from where it quit growing, and a lot of this stuff is layered. So that's pretty typical of Lucas Creek. I also found this hollow carnelian with a little crystallization in the center. And this is my prized birthday geode. Isn't that just cool? And apparently this is also typical of Lucas Creek, and all of these would be prized finds from that area. And I found them all just sitting there in a place where nobody's obviously been for a long time, because there's quite a bit of material there. So yeah, all of you guys gotta keep a secret. Shh. Alright, so all of these down here I made out of materials I found from the 2 sites, which is the Ceres Hill site and then the super secret Chehalis River site. This Gunther point is made out of this material here. And this was a big old rock that looked like a potato. This jasper came from Ceres Hill. It's not the best quality. It's a little grainy, stony, but didn't turn out too bad. And this is the jewel of all of them. This one is a carnelian that I found at Ceres Hill. It was a flat, rounded, cherry red carnelian, and only the outside rind was cherry red. The inside was clear orange and kind of this yellowy honey carnelian. And it's really cool to find your own rocks and make stuff out of them. So yeah, this is the crown jewel of that rock hunting trip. This is made from a piece of basalt I found at the Chehalis River site. It's not my best work ever. It has a huge old step. This little carnelian I've had for a while, but this actually came from Ceres Hill, just outside of Adna. This yellow piece of jasper I've had for a very long time, and this is a very special point to me. And this is yellow jasper that came from Ceres Hill. It's not heat treated or anything. It worked like this raw. This agate right here, this came from the Chehalis River site. And this one also came from the Chehalis River. This is a little cottonwood leaf point. And points like this are what I mainly found underneath my old house when we dug the foundation. And I have a video up about the artifacts I've found. And it's those artifacts that I learned to nap from. A friend of mine showed me the basics to flint napping, and Those points I found and the waste flakes and all those artifacts are what I tried to match. This piece also came from the Chehalis River site. Both of these little ones are some type of opaque agate. And I'm just going to show you guys the rest of what I have in this frame. This is rainbow obsidian. And I napped this piece using indirect percussion, a lot like what Allergic Hobbit does on his channel. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. I want to see if I can get some of the rainbow in here. It's a fantastic piece. Well, I hope some of that showed up. And I don't really like to use slabs except if it's a really large piece of stone. This came from a piece of jasper that came from, I think this is Big's jasper, I'm not too sure. But this came from a flake, and it's absolutely perfect. Every single flake ran cleanly. That's what I like to see. And this guy I made, and this one of the only ones I kept out of the rock that Got Rocks and Head sent me. Dan's a pretty good guy. He actually just made a video of some points that I sent him back. And I'm absolutely glad he loves them. So this is white agate. Here's another one that I kept out of that piece of agate. You gotta keep some keepers to show off with, always. Here's a piece of carnelian agate from Oregon that was gifted to me. That's a really good piece right there. Let's see. This is something that I've never seen before, and this is pink obsidian. It's not pink sheen, it's actual pink obsidian. And it works like obsidian, it's definitely not glass. And it was gifted to me in a spall about that big, that thick. That's the only piece of this stuff I've ever seen in my life. Pink obsidian. Who would have thought? And this is the thinnest arrowhead I've ever made in my life, and I made this using antler and obsidian. Just look how thin that thing is. It's paper thin. And all of these are in my keeper case. And this is Montana agate. One of the coolest pieces I've ever seen. And I hope all of these are showing up good. Here's some more Montana agate. Oh, and here's that one that Jimmy Williams sent me. Still got it. This is another piece that was gifted to me. This is a Flint Ridge from Ohio. And this is a strange piece of stone I found in Astoria, Oregon. And along the river there on the Astoria side, there's these gravel banks that are made out of sandstone and mudstone. And I found this piece, and it was a lot bigger, but it had some cracks going through it. And I'd definitely want to say this is opal and not glass because there's a few little crystal pockets in there that have little crystal formations. So I'm assuming it's a natural piece of stone. It was kind of a freak find for that area. Let's see. Here's a piece of a jasper from India that was gifted to me. And this was a pretty thin slab, it was hard to work. So yeah, that's some materials I found, points I made out of those materials. Just wanted to make a video to document it so I can show my friends what I made so far, and I'm going to be making a lot more. So, thanks for watching.